Beautiful. This thing, let me turn it down. Woo-wee. Yep, it's that time again. Yeah. Very grateful this morning. As I just, I'm just let's see the hooligan vibes. So here we speak. Yep. Another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. I'm trying to, let me see. Ooh. I kid you that. Ooh, come on. All right, let's just do this. Yes. This morning again. I have a bird crying over there. I like all the scenery that I'm actually seeing right now. Everything around me is really, really sort of quiet. So I just been kind of just embracing the whole situation. There's a form of a debate right now to what do I do next? Thinking, should I stay here? Or should I keep moving? But I love the quietness. I love the fact that I haven't had that in a while. I had some chicken calling for the same morning. Let me hear that noise again. Come on, say something. So the quietness. There you go, the peace of mind. So this is the whole thing with that moving meditation that I always talk about. Just that energy. And this is the thing that you guys allow me to do because I can actually stop and walk a mile. So in my runs these days when I do this live, so I've been walking like 2 miles out of it. And to my left right here, I see the sun just shining on top of me. Look at that sun. And all that land. And the sound of quietness. Just that sound of quietness. Absolutely amazing. So my new route is taking me to where I've been doing like 400 push-ups with my yoga in the mornings. So I really spend a lot of time on that mat just thinking and asking a lot of questions and trying to find that inner peace. So the moving meditation is when I'm up here. So coming out to run anymore is not so much in a hurry because the whole meaning of speaking to God, energy, whatever you want to call it, whatever really, really rocks your boat, that makes you feel alive, it doesn't even matter. It's really funny how some people they get their peace of mind high by drinking, smoking, some different substance. And as long as it makes you happy, there is nothing wrong with it. But the thing that I find really funny is I'm not allowed to complain about anyone else's lifestyle, from the way they eat to what they put in their system, but they are allowed to complain about my lifestyle just because of the way I live. So that kind of makes it look a little, and I get it, because if you don't spend a lot of time with yourself, and I mean a lot of time, like literally just every morning, and habit of just spending at least, let me just say 2 hours, just stretching your body and looking at yourself, it will be very difficult to even have a glimpse of where I'm coming from. I look at the things, because I get to think about the things that most of us only think of when we're in a bad situation. I get to put myself in that shoes, in that situation, and get out of it. So, and it is compassion for others, which truly and truly is, when you could put yourself in other people's shoes, it makes you realize, and you have sympathy for the other individual. I love the way that a lot of people are more into running. There's no right way, there's no wrong way. But the advice is, the same amount of mileage that you run, do yoga the same way. Make it a balance. And that's how you avoid a lot of injuries, a lot of setbacks. Literally, we are designed to stretch our body every single day. And to a lot of people who don't want to hear this, especially when it comes to breathing, most people don't even know how to breathe it, because we're breathing unconsciously. But to actually understand the whole mechanism behind breathing consciously is absolutely amazing, because as ridiculous as this must sound, most people don't even know who they are. Because, I love this thing that I'm saying right in front of me. That quietness of the gods, the energy, whatever you want to call it. The quietness of it all. What made us alive. Just that energy. And like I was saying, a lot of us, we don't even know who we are, because when you truly sit down and begin to twist your body and do all the push-ups, you realize that your body is another energy on its own that works differently, totally, to the way your mind operates. A lot of times, the only way we can understand our body is by doing little things. There's certain muscles in our body that we don't even never pay attention to. We don't even think it existed. We never even take time. And that's because we've become how do I say this? Our intellect sometimes can turn into an ego and a control mechanism. So that's what has gone on over the many years, because a lot of people, once they read certain things, that power just get into their head. So it ends up being a misinformation, to where we don't even understand a lot of things, simple things about ourselves, that all we have to do is just tap into it. It's also funny how people just think, yeah, run. Running is just an exercise. It's all about wearing that cute outfit. But I know so many people who tell me they've been running for years, but yet they cannot run 10 miles straight. And running is a lot harder and a lot easier than we realize. Still looking at this side right here as I continue this walk. This journey of mine. So it's like literally right now I know when to walk and when to begin my runs. So when you've done this for years, you see, ooh, it's just the woods right here. They're burning some stuff here. Ooh, what the biscuit. How you doing? So, and those are the things right there. And lately, I've also been talking about, I know a lot of people that want to get over, I don't want to drink, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to do this anymore. But I kid you not, as crazy as this might sound, one of the very, very few things, and let me just put it in a way society put it to us, like addiction and depression and all that. One of the very, very first things that can heal it, that most people don't even want to talk about before we run into the pills, is exercising. Running and yoga will heal any mental depression or addiction. There's so many people who went through that same stage, and when they begin to run, because a lot of time, even though we started out on our running journey, our spiritual journey, the first thing that we never do is self-realization. We are very good at lying to ourselves because it's very easy. I'm guilty of it as well. So I really have to be really honest with myself and write things down. How I felt. Like literally every morning, I write with my left hand. Then I write with my right hand. So I write with both hands just to balance my head. And the whole thing behind meditation that I loved is the fact that I can read people just based on their body language. Based on their body language, I can just tell, because most people don't know. Most people only know how to look at you, how to judge you based on what they see from the outside. I can just look at a person, just sort of know where they're coming from. And that's why most of the time, when people say things to me, I see if I'm not paying attention, because I really know where most people are just coming from. You could try to pretend, you could say, even if someone is sitting there in a nice car, nice house, talking to me, all I have to do is just sit in front of him. I'll truly, truly know where they're really coming from, just based on their body languages. And a lot of time, we know people who are crying for help. But because we are so overwhelmed, how you doing? By all the material entities, we forget when they are in pain. We don't even know when people are in pain anymore until one day we hear that that person did such and such, and we're like, what? Really? When in reality, if we just take that time to study ourselves, we'll be able to see other people. Just by looking at them, we can tell what they're going through. Psychologists, psychic, they all did that thing. People say, oh, how's your psychic? And people are saying, why don't you do spiritual reading? Well, I said, no, this is just a gift that I tap into. I could literally look at a person and I can just tell where they're coming from. And most people, I can tell they're lying. I won't say lying, they're not telling the real thing. They're not telling the proper story about what they're talking about. Especially, I'm going to use an example when it comes to running and spirituality. We think just by going to school and studying a couple of books, scriptures, and getting a certificate makes us truly understand what we call God or the human being. No, that thing takes years of studying. It's the same thing with running. That thing takes years of studying. It's like studying physiology. I'm not gonna say much today. I've been running my mouth. I got to get ready to turn around so that I can finish this. But I will say this is that time to give a listening ear. Your money is not needed. What is really needed is your time to spend with somebody and just listen. Money, everybody has that. But the time to listen to somebody, the time to look at someone. Ask yourself a question. When was the last time you actually sat down and talked to someone and look into their eye and see your own reflection in their eye? Most people don't even know how to do that. This is that time. I love what I'm saying to my left. One more time before I go. That way I can continue this run. This is that time to reflect. This is the time to lend an ear to somebody. I'm actually almost at 6,000 miles for the year. So I'm going to continue this journey again next year. So that'll be 2 years in a row. Cause, I want to try to put as much miles in as much as I can. Just because it is not running anymore to me. It is what I call the time to speak to God, my higher self. Gone are them days where every answer that you need to know is within you. Seek and you will get it. Let me finish up this thing. Nice, quiet area right here. And get this 60 miles in. And if you have a question about running, I'm not an expert, but I have experience. As a matter of fact, I could remind anyone how to run a marathon in 7 months. Yeah, I give it 7.5 months. You will run a marathon. That's how long it will take you to run a marathon. 7 to 8 months, you will run a marathon. All that 3-month stuff, you're putting so much pain on your body. It's all about that patience. 7 to 8 months. I don't even have to need to be with you. You will run a marathon in 7 to 8 months. So I'm going to say, one love. And it is Thursday. Christmas is right around the corner.